Chief goes foreign. At the bustling Shiganshina station, after a long day of work, the chief, a proud and flashy green P1 locomotive, was parked in the classification yard, puffing impatiently. He was in a heated argument with Zeke, a large Marleyan transport locomotive temporarily stationed there.
I tell you, my dear Zeke, Tiber's Cross is the most important station in all of Marley. It's the center of everything, the highest station and the heart of the railway network.
You've never been there. The highest station is Eldia. That's where the fastest trains leave from, and it's the meeting point for all the major routes.
Reiner, the armored titan, a sturdy armored locomotive, intervened with his deep voice.
You're both wrong. The most important station is Marley's yard, where I used to work. It's a huge, complicated yard, but it's where all the vital cargo is distributed. Your passengers are a luxury. My cars are essential.
The three engines spent the entire night arguing, blowing smoke and honking their whistles about which station was the most important, comparing tracks, platform and cargo volume. The next morning, Zeke's off with his train for his own line, but the fight between Chief and Reiner continued. They were so loud that all the other engines had trouble sleeping. Jean, the locomotive pulling freight cars, yelled, coming to a screeching halt.
Stop immediately! You're making more noise than a freight train going uphill! The sun is up, get to work!
The chief was determined to prove that Tiber's Cross was the most important station. He refused to hand over his cars to another engine. He would travel to Marley himself.
I need to see it for myself! I'll be the first Paradis engine to reach Tiber's Cross!
He muttered, trying to be sneaky. He tried to convince his engineer to take the southern siding, he tried to pretend his brakes were faulty, and he even tried to switch rails when no one was looking. But regardless of the trick, his fireman was clever and stopped him.
Don't even think about it, Chief. You have the route to Trost today. The Marley Railway has its own timetable, and you have yours. Be patient,
said the fireman, adjusting the coal. A few days later, Chief arrived at Mitras Grand Station, at the end of the line. He uncoupled his long passenger train and headed to a rest siding to wait for the replacement engine to take the cars to the next section of the route. But the replacement engine never arrived. A porter ran up to Chief's engineer, gesturing.
Quick! The platform inspector needs to speak with you!
A few minutes later, the engineer returned, his eyes wide. He climbed into the cab and explained.
Zeke Yeager, the replacement locomotive, derailed at the junction. Mitras's crew just spoke with Emir Fritz, the CEO of the Paradis Railway. She gave her approval. She wants you, Chief, to take the train to Marley.
Chief's heart raced and his boiler simmered with excitement. He was about to realize his dream. He hurried back to his cars. In Emir Fritz's office in Paradis, Emir Fritz was sorting through his mail. Among the letters was one with a Marley postmark. The station master hurried in and showed Emir Fritz the day's newspaper. Chief was plastered across the headline. Paradis locomotive makes historic delivery to Marley. Emir Fritz read the article with a small smile. The next day, when Chief arrived home, tired but proud, Emir Fritz came to him and his team.
I heard about your great adventure, Chief. Your team had a great time on the new route.
Yes, ma'am. It was the longest route I've ever taken. But I discovered the truth, and it wasn't what I expected. Marley's main station is actually Eldia's Cross. It's not Tiber's Cross, as I thought. And Reiner was right. Marley's yard has the most important job.
Emir Fritz just laughed with a cute laugh.
What matters, Chief, is not the name of the station, but the fact that you completed the journey and returned safely. Your work today was the most important of all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Chief didn't win the bet, but he learned that no matter how far he went, what makes a locomotive important is the work it does, not the prestige of the tracks it runs.